Now remember, these are general readings. Not everything's going to apply. And I would like to say too, because I've had this happen a couple readings now this month, when I say general readings and when I say love readings, I can't control what comes out in the cards. So if there's love messages that come out in the general reading or vice versa, sorry guys, I'm going to give those messages as I see them. This is one of those times where I feel like, I'm looking at general energy, or I'm focusing on general energy, but here we have a love situation that has arisen, okay? This is, again, a general reading, so it won't apply to all of you, but I'm a firm believer that the messages that do need to come out, that are most urgent, those are the ones that come out in the month. So we have a dynamic here where there's been a lot of worry, there's been a lot of anxiety over a relationship. It can be money is a factor here in this relationship. I see that. Money may be a factor, maybe that there's not equal contribution between two people, okay? Doesn't have to be love. It can be a situation where, let's say you have a roommate or a really best friend or somebody you just connect with, even in business, you have the same mindset, the same goals, the same dreams. This is somebody that you have almost like a twin flame connection with. Doesn't have to be romantic, but we're seeing trouble in paradise, right? And it's not like it's coming in July. That's not what I'm seeing. This is something that's ongoing. So this is for those of you who you already know you have issues with this other person, okay? There's some deception here, and I feel like you know it. Internally, your gut is telling you something's not right. You know there's deception going on. But because of your history with this person, you don't want to believe it. Right? It's kind of like you're lying to yourself or you're deceiving yourself in some way. The month of July is the month where the deception, I feel, it comes to light. And I feel like this other person, when this comes to light, they're asking for your sympathy. They're asking you to forgive them. And you have the choice as to whether or not you're going to forgive or not. You see that with the Lovers here. The Judgment card talks about this is a new beginning in this relationship, in this dynamic. We're not seeing the relationship the same way by the end of the month that we see it at the beginning of the month, okay? So there is a shift, there is a change. Because we have the Five of Pentacles as the overall energy, and honestly, underneath that, I have the Death card. Let's see if you can see that. I don't know. I feel like a lot of you may just be walking away from this situation. Even though we see the Seven of Pentacles here, I think what it is with the Seven of Pentacles here underneath the High Priestess, I kind of feel like this is something that maybe has already happened in the past. Like this is a repetitive pattern in this relationship. Almost like, we have two sevens here too, and I'll get to that in a minute. But I kind of feel like this is a situation where this happened before. And it's like always on your mind. Like you're always worried it's going to happen again, And you worry yourself sick sometimes with this person. And the deception is still happening. It's still there. And again, you're finding out this month, maybe, okay, here we go again. I'm not doing this anymore. Maybe that's what it is. You're the one who's having this great awakening. And you're saying, you know what? I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore. And this person may be saying, look, let's work on it. And we'll take our time. Because the Knight of Pentacles is all about time. Taking his sweet time. Carrying that pentacle somewhere, wanting to make an investment. So I feel like, this person saying, let's take our time, but I kind of feel like, the decision ultimately is yours. One thing I like about the Lovers card, when we talk about a decision, I really like getting the Lovers card before any other card that talks about decision making. And that's because the Lovers card, look, we have two people here that are out in the open. Everything's out in the open. Everything's in the clear. These two are naked, so they're vulnerable. Both of you are vulnerable in this situation because now the truth has come to light. We have the angel blessing this situation. So this is like spiritual guidance. And I want to say that with the 2 sevens that are here too, the 7 of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles, this talks about it being like a spiritual lesson, something like a karmic lesson or a karmic, something that helps you grow, something that helps you become a wiser, more mature individual when it comes to love or when it comes to relationship dynamics. You're growing, you're maturing, and you're understanding them better because of this relationship. But another thing I want to say about the Lovers card is, in the story of the tarot, this is the Fool here, the male. And he falls in love with this female as he's just beginning his journey to discovering the world as the Fool. Now, he has such a great time enjoying the company of this woman, and she finally asks him if he'll stay. Now, the angel appears at this time because he has a big decision to make, whether or not he's going to proceed on his journey. We see, there's a path that leads over this mountain. That's where he's really meant to go. That's where his life purpose, his mission is. But right now, in this very moment, he's so entrapped and entangled with this person, this woman, that it's really hard for him to see that there's so much more life and there's so much more ahead of him that he has yet to learn. But the angel comes to help him make this decision and tell him, yes, this woman is beautiful. Yes, she's great. And you can always return to her. But now is the time for you to continue on your path, to continue on your growth, because you've learned what you needed to learn in this partnership. Now it's time for you to continue on your path and learn some more. Okay? So whenever we have the Lovers appear and it's talking about a decision to make, it's really like a spiritual decision. This is like a life, it's a major arcana card. This is a life-altering decision. Either you're going to stay where you're at and you're going to settle, or you're going to continue on your path. And one thing I like to point out is if you look at this card, a lot of people compare it to Adam and Eve, right? But you see the snake by this woman? It's almost like this is temptation. This is temptation. We see the apples. This is temptation. This person or this relationship or this dynamic, it's a temptation. There's a temptation here to stay. There's a temptation here because we've built a lot with this person. But now it's time to consider, where do we want to invest ourselves now? We've built all this with this person at this point, but where do we want to invest ourselves now? We don't have to continue down that path. Maybe scary. Maybe financially it may seem scary because maybe you depend on this person in some capacity, but you have to do what's right for you. And I think in July, this is the month in which you're realizing, you know what? Because you have this great awakening, it's like you can't sweep stuff under the rug anymore. You really are forced to move on. You're really forced to analyze things for what they are. I want to look at the High Priestess first. I also want to say for some of you, this may go the opposite direction. Maybe if you're not in this relationship or partnership, or you know nothing about this, you're just a single person doing your thing, somebody new may come in this month, and there may be life-altering, because up to this point, you've been feeling very out in the cold, very alone, rejected, worrying about if love is there for you, if love is possible. There's someone around you who secretly has something for you. This could be an earth sign or a water sign. Earth is Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Water is Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Can be just, dominant in their chart too. It doesn't have to be their sun sign. Let's look at the High Priestess. Okay. There's no longer happiness in this relationship, and you know that. You're no longer happy in this relationship, but you haven't openly said that to this person yet, and this is the month in which you will. Things are not the way they used to be. For others of you, with this being on the High Priestess, if you haven't been in love before, this could be saying that you're drawing it in. So stop being so sorrowful, stop thinking negatively, because happiness is on the horizon for you. Let me look at the Two of Cups. Yeah. See, for some of you, there's a negative change going on in this partnership because we have the Thief card. This can represent a negative change, and it can represent somebody just trying to get away with something. With the Seven of Swords here, I feel like it's literally somebody is stealing something from under our noses. You know, maybe it is a person. Maybe it's someone else, you know, coming in and taking that person away from us. Or it can just be that this person is so sneaky and deceptive. We're leaving this person behind because they're no longer of service to us. They're not helping us in any way. You know, they're not in it for the right reasons. Let's look at the Lover's card. Yeah. For some of you, again, this is new love. This is something of a highly sexual nature, high attraction with the reunion card and the baby card, which represents something new. New love on the horizon where there's a lot of sexual chemistry here, okay? So it's a decision about getting involved in that kind of relationship. And if that's you, I feel like this is actually a very positive relationship because we have the Knight of Pentacles. But for those of you leaving a relationship, this is just like, look, fickleness, indecisiveness about whether or not we should remain in this relationship or if we should attempt to go in a new direction. So that's what I have for you guys for the month of July for your general reading. I'm so sorry. I know it was meant to be general. And it came out as a little bit of a love reading. You guys got a lot of love stuff going on. Maybe relationship stuff going on this month. Let's see. Now let's look at what are the love messages for Sagittarius for July. Love messages for Sagittarius, singles and couples for July. We have the Five of Swords. Again, the Two of Cups. Somebody's just not being. Eight of Rods. I just feel like somebody's being deceptive. The Star. King of Pentacles. The Devil. Six of Cups. Yeah. This is the Eight of Rods. I don't know why I wanted to say 9. A Seven of Rods. What's wrong with me? And the Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, let's see. Then we have Earth sign energy with the King of Pentacles in the center here. It's kind of, honestly, it's similar to what I was getting with the last spread we just did. It's talking about, okay, for some of you, if you're single, there's just, okay, let me say this. For those of you who are single, there may be an earth sign that you had a strong connection with in the past who may be returning this month. There's a sense of renewed hope in a possibility of this relationship working out. But the Devil card here is saying, remember how things were. Okay, they weren't healthy to begin with, and they're not going to be healthy now. I feel like this person presents themselves as like an innocent person, you know, very innocent intentions. But in all honesty, I don't feel like they're that innocent, okay? So there's deception here with the Devil card, and I feel like it's just an unhealthy connection that you just need to completely break yourself from, okay? For those of you who are coupled, it's similar. It's like you're with somebody, this is a toxic situation, But this is someone that you've known for quite some time. I feel like there's a hope or a desire for a rekindlement, or for things to go back to the way they used to be, for there to be a sense of innocence brought about in this relationship. But the Devil card here is talking about something toxic in this relationship. Can be someone suffering from an addiction even. Can be alcoholism, because we have the Page of Wands here. And that may be very challenging. And the Ace of Cups. Both of those can symbolize some type of addiction that your partner may be dealing with and that you want to help them overcome. But it's very challenging because I feel like they're not completely honest about this addiction, and there's some deception here with it. And they're acting very immature about it. You know, like they just don't want help. They just want to do what they want to do. That's for some of you. Let me look at this Devil card. I'm going to draw some Gypsy Oracle cards on it and see if we can get more clarification. I like to remind everyone these are general readings, so not all messages will apply. Okay? Saying goodbye to a lover. I feel like there's a lot of maybe control with this partner, a jealousy, envy. But you're saying goodbye to this partner because it's toxic. You know, whatever relationship, with the Merchant card, there's some type of contractual agreement perhaps. But there's some toxicity in this relationship, and it's like, I feel like it has to do with this person's jealousy, envy, selfishness. Let's look at the Six of Cups. Okay, so if you're single, I'm just getting a controlling energy, like control. Especially with this Lord card here. This is like a person in authority. This is a controlling person. I don't think they're over you. I don't think they're over this relationship. I don't think they like the fact that they're single, or that, you know, you're now single. There's something here about that, and they're wanting to reconnect, and they're acting innocent. They're acting like it's a positive thing. But I don't see it being one. I think, again, they're not completely honest. You have to stand your ground with this person, and it may be hard for you to do. You may feel like challenged, but ultimately you are going to be able to stand up for yourself. For those of you who are coupled, I just feel like your partner or you know, you don't really want to say goodbye to this relationship. You don't want to end it. You think about all the positive times, all the good times. But at the same time, I feel like you're struggling emotionally. Like you want to renew hope in the relationship, but with the Devil card here, there's just something very toxic that needs to be fixed before you can work on the relationship. Page of Cups, let's see. Falseness and deception. Yeah. Look, true colors are being revealed about somebody's falseness and deception in love. True colors are being revealed on the Page of Cups. So on the Page of Cups, this is talking about, you know, this person may be emotionally naive or immature, for one. For two, you may feel that you've been emotionally naive, or that you've been taken advantage of when you realize the extent to which this person has lied and been deceptive and used you in a sense to get some type of shallow victory out of you.